The grand chamber of the Galactic Council had never seen a sight like it before. Massive, polished walls gleamed with the light of countless stars projected from distant galaxies. Delegates of 1,000 species gathered, their eyes reflecting curiosity, caution, and outright suspicion. They had convened to deliberate over humanity, the species that had refused to bow to tradition or intimidation. Yet today, 2 of them had walked directly into the heart of the council, unannounced and unarmed. The first, a tall figure with broad shoulders and sun-scorched skin, moved with a measured confidence. His companion, smaller yet equally imposing, carried an aura of quiet intensity. Both had grown up on planets that tested every limit of survival, worlds where predators, disease, and unforgiving climates had shaped them into instruments of resilience. Now they walked through the polished corridors of the council chamber, with nothing but the weight of their presence. A murmur rippled through the assembly. No one spoke as the 2 humans approached the central dais. Their strides were deliberate, their eyes steady, and their very existence challenged the assumptions of every species present. Many had come with preconceptions, believing humans to be fragile, adaptable only by luck or technology, but these 2 contradicted everything they thought they knew. The council elder, a towering being with translucent skin and multiple limbs, leaned forward. Its voice reverberated through the chamber, melodic and precise. "State your purpose, humans," it commanded, its tone more curious than threatening. The taller human spoke first, his voice calm, but carrying an unshakable authority. "We have come to speak directly to the council," he said. "Not as subjects, not as petitioners, but as equals." A ripple of shock passed through the audience. Equality in the council was a notion reserved for the most advanced or strategically indispensable species. Humans were known to be strong, resilient, and unpredictable, but equality had never been offered nor expected. The smaller human stepped forward. "We will not negotiate or plead," he said. "We will not ask for favor or forgiveness. We are here to make our position clear," the council murmured among itself. Diplomatic protocol demanded caution, but curiosity outweighed fear. One by one, species leaned closer, listening to words that carried more weight than any weapon. "Your species has grown faster than predicted," said the elder, its eyes narrowing. "You have colonized worlds, survived wars, and developed technologies that rival entire fleets. Yet your aggression concerns us. You bend rules without permission. You expand without consultation." The taller human nodded slowly. "Yes, we do," he admitted. "Because your rules are designed to protect the weak from the strong. We do not fear strength. We do not hide from reality. Survival is not a right, it is a responsibility, and we intend to honor it." The chamber fell silent. The words were simple, but the meaning was profound. Humanity did not seek power for the sake of power. They sought survival, and in doing so, they refused to submit to arbitrary limitations. A representative from a long-lived species with iridescent scales stood. "You speak of survival, yet you trample over centuries of diplomacy," it hissed. "You disrupt the balance we have maintained across galaxies." The smaller human tilted his head slightly, a gesture almost contemplative. "Balance is a luxury for those who have never faced extinction," he said. "We have faced worlds where nothing survives, where life itself conspires against us. If survival is disruption to you, then so be it." Whispers erupted across the chamber. A few delegates shook their heads in disbelief, while others exchanged glances of recognition. Many species had never truly faced the conditions humans had endured. On Deathworlds, where storms could strip flesh from bone and predators hunted with relentless intelligence, only the strongest, fastest, and cleverest survived. Humans were forged there, tempered like steel in flames, and now they walked among the galaxy as equals. The elder's gaze hardened. "You presume to lecture the council on suffering and survival," it said. "Yet you have violated our protocols simply by entering uninvited." The taller human remained steady. "We are not here to ask for approval," he said. "We are here to assert reality. Humanity does not negotiate for survival. We claim it. We do not bow to councils or threats. If you wish to maintain peace, you will respect that." The room fell silent once again. The statement was audacious yet undeniable. The humans' presence alone embodied their message. They had crossed vast distances, penetrated layers of security, and yet no one could stop them. Their will was absolute, their resolve undeniable. A representative from a species that communicated via color shifts attempted to interject, but hesitation betrayed it. It knew instinctively that aggression would be futile. These humans did not respond to intimidation. Their history had trained them to endure, adapt, and overcome. Another voice rose, trembling slightly. "You speak of survival, but what of your ethics?" asked a delicate creature with wings translucent as glass. "How can a species that bends rules and disregards authority maintain morality?" The smaller human responded simply. "Morality is learned, not enforced," he said. "We do not need permission to know right from wrong. We act according to our experience and conscience. Survival without principle is cruelty, and principle without survival is arrogance. We combine both." The chamber remained tense. No species had spoken with such confidence nor with such clarity. Humans were dangerous not because of weapons or technology, but because of their unwavering certainty. Their worldview was shaped by realities others had never faced, and it demanded recognition. The elder leaned back, its multiple limbs folding gracefully. "Your words challenge centuries of governance," it said. "Yet your presence proves your point. The council has underestimated you." The taller human nodded. "And history will remember this," he said. "Not as a victory for the council or any species, but as a recognition that humanity will not be dictated to, ignored, or constrained." The chamber shifted subtly. Delegates who had once sneered at humanity now regarded them with something akin to respect mixed with unease. In one subtle moment, a paradigm had changed. The council realized that they were no longer dealing with a species they could contain. They were dealing with equals molded by adversity and unafraid to assert themselves. A long silence followed, broken only by the hum of the chamber's energy fields. The elder's gaze softened, though its tone remained authoritative. "You have shown courage," it said, "perhaps more than any species we have encountered. Yet courage alone does not grant influence. Your actions must match your words." The smaller human straightened. "Influence is irrelevant," he said. "We do not seek to dominate. We seek acknowledgement. We exist, and the galaxy must account for that reality." A ripple of realization swept through the assembly. For centuries, the council had governed by fear, negotiation, and intimidation. Species that were strong were often restrained. Species that were weak were protected. But humans had rewritten the equation simply by existing and surviving. One of the counselors, a being with crystalline skin, spoke carefully. "You defy convention," it said. "But defiance is not inherently destructive. Perhaps there is value in your approach if tempered with wisdom." The taller human allowed a small nod. "Wisdom comes from experience, not titles," he said. "We have lived, fought, and endured more than most can imagine. That is our credential." The chamber fell into reflective silence. Some species whispered to one another, reconsidering every previous assessment of humanity. Others stared, realizing that the galaxy had underestimated a force that was not easily measured by fleets or alliances. The elder finally spoke, its voice carrying a mixture of caution and admiration. "The council will deliberate further," it said. "But know this, your species has changed the parameters of this assembly. No future decision will ignore your presence or your capabilities." The two humans remained standing, their expressions calm but resolute. They had not sought permission, nor had they demanded allegiance. Their presence had been enough. With that, they turned and left the chamber, their departure as deliberate as their arrival. Outside the council, they paused and looked back. The galaxy had taken note, and history would remember the day two Deathworlders walked into the heart of governance and emerged unbowed. Their footsteps were heavy with meaning, echoing across stars and worlds. The elder returned to its deliberations, but its voice was quieter, almost reflective. "Perhaps we misjudge them," it murmured. "Perhaps humanity is not to be contained, only understood." And across the galaxy, species that had once looked down upon humans began to reconsider everything they thought they knew. Humanity had not demanded fear, loyalty, or submission. They had demanded acknowledgement. And in doing so, they had rewritten the rules of interstellar history forever. The story of that day spread, whispered in corridors of power, in marketplaces, and across warships. It was a story of courage, of resilience, and of the unyielding spirit of a species that refused to be constrained. Two humans had walked into the council chamber, and in doing so they had walked into legend. No species would forget it.